So welcome to Bunny's Designs. This is a live stream with live peoples. Recorded for Ustream.tv and also for YouTube for people to watch at their leisure. I'm working on my UGEEHK tablet, my drawing tablet. And I'm working in Corel Painter Essentials 5, and I'm working on the picture of Alfie that I took from him sitting in the car. And I think I could scan that in and put a photograph on here, but I haven't done that yet. I might do that for next time. So at the moment he's just on my phone, but I can that's what I didn't do. Bear with me 2 seconds. And I'm working in Corel Painter Essentials 5. There we go. And I just need to turn that off. And we should be fine. So excuse, I've got a really bad cough, so excuse me. It might not let me do this. Oh, it did. Right. I just have to make sure that I can stay in frame. Hopefully everybody can see that. Just push that up very slightly. Come on, disappear. Oh, wrong page. Thank you. Disappear. Oh, it's one of those days today. One of those mornings. Oh, can't use that. It's just one of those mornings today. So I was working. Oops, I keep forgetting it's not touching. I work about 300, and I'm in the wrong brush. I want artist brush, I want Sargent, and I want a 0 size. And I didn't have that. I haven't got that open, have I? It's kept it, so that's quite good. Get rid of that. I don't know where I got the green from. Have a look. So it's quite handy to move about and to kind of enlarge if you want to try and get certain whiskers. I must have drawn across there by mistake at some point, so I need to get rid of that. So I've had a bit of a play up here to see if I can get that eye just that little bit better. It's just not right, that eye. That should be there, so I need to move that. And then I'm going to put the bigger whiskers in later. I was just kind of playing about with this, so I've got to fill all this in with all his little white hairs, but there's like a shadow there, and then we get very white on top. So I've got all this grey, and then I can white in this top here. So I was working down here as well, and filling in this section here, trying to get the beauty spot in, and he's got one at either side, making sure that that was the right shape. And then moving down to here, and then the white hairs over the top. I need quite a lot of work to do here. I'm not sure if I might actually leave that. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that in, because of course it doesn't look like Alfie, so I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with this. It could be just his little. It's a first rough, so it's the first time I've attempted this. Let me just put this card on here. So so I can rest the phone on there. And the said little monster is chewing his ball, so if it gets too noisy I may have to move it, because he's such a noisy boy. So I think I'm going to work in this area here. So we've got we want some kind of greys, a little bit of this area here is grey in here, and it wants to be curled a little bit because we've got a little bit of a curl going on. I was redoing this as well, so that's probably a good space to be. And just move him up there slightly because it's got to be comfortable for my hand. Otherwise it makes, if you're doing lots and lots, every one of these hairs is drawn by hand, so if you're doing that you need to be quite comfortable. So you just see how grey that is. I think we're going to put some white in here because there's some white in there, and there was a little bit of grey here, and I've lost the eye again, so I need to put that back in there. So there was this bit here, and that's probably, and I like the fact that if you make a mistake you can do a bit of a grey, but so I'm going to put that in there. Just kind of see if we can get a little bit of grey going on. Said boy was going to run upstairs and be naughty. So again, we can just start putting a few hairs that are here and lighten this area up a little bit here. And kind of build this. This area round a bit. I've got a bit of a shadow on there. And then we can have some nice white hairs coming out of there. And then at this point is when it all starts to kind of move in this direction. And then we're kind of in this area then. We have all these So I'm just kind of roughing these in, and then we go over the top with the final colour. And again, this is still quite brown, is this? This is kind of still not build that colour up. Probably a bit too yellow, that one. And this is still the background. Don't really like that. I think we need to be a little bit, maybe a little bit warmer. And it's kind of not quite a triangle, but almost a triangle undercolour to a point, and the point is above that bit, so it's kind of there. So, and there's a little bit of this colour in here. And we've got to try and keep those curled round, because that's what happens. They are curled out. This becomes quite fine. I like this chunky pen, it's quite easy to use. And again, we've got all this kind of going on here. This is where this nose kind of comes up here. And that's all I'm doing, just building up colour. Just like I would with oils, blending in and out, and then once you get the colour right, you can then go in there. So this bit here kind of curves right round there, so it curves in and round. This is quite thin here. Then it goes to there, and then by the time it gets to there, it's almost disappeared. But these hairs are now working their way that way from here. Possibly seems a little bit too white. This is kind of a little bit darker, this colour. Of course, eventually those hairs are going to kind of go up. And then they'll go around. And then by the time they get there, they're almost... And there's kind of this darker greys here, almost like an eyebrow. Now that should be a paintbrush and it isn't, so my laptop isn't behaving itself, which is why I changed, but we'll see how we go. And all this is kind of a darker grey. Let me turn the brightness completely down. It's kind of flashed out that bit, so I'll move that up there and I'll work in a darker space. I'll work on this bit down here because I don't think that white's going to show up. So we've got kind of some little bit of highlight going on here. So this white comes over there and down. So it's got some pale colours going on. Kind of got this lighter colour here. So that bit that's darker, and this bit comes lighter. And that's the eye socket there. So that's darker, and all this up here goes lighter. And just building up the impression that he's a hairy little monster who is asleep at my feet. Excuse me, I am full of cold. So we can incorporate some kind of darker colours. So go in there with light ones, then go in there with dark ones, then go back in there with light ones, back in there with dark ones, and kind of build up that. And then we can have this. It's a little bit bright, is that, but we want this kind of coming up here. And then he gets all wispy then. This is when he becomes a wispy boy. And I like this because you're not putting it, you're just sliding this. It's not quite like glass because there is a screen protector on this particular on the screen, but it's very similar to having a very, very hard pencil on a piece of paper, on a piece of glass. That's what it feels like, but it does feel like a pencil. It's quite nice to work. So put that down there. Should have had it straight actually, because that's it's in the wrong place, is that, but never mind. That's the beauty of this, you can rejiggle it where you want. And I am working in a very fine paintbrush. So when you have a look at my paintbrushes, paintbrush selector, and I don't know where my paintbrush thing is. It's normally up here, but I've lost it. Ah, there we are. Oh no. And I think that's it. Nope. There should be a brush. It's in here somewhere, but I can never find it. Toolbox. I'm only just starting with this, so I haven't really got... Where's my paintbrush size? I've lost my paintbrush size. Nope, I don't want that. I can't find it now. I'm so cross with myself. I had it there before. So there's a brush size somewhere. No, that's not, that's textured paper. That's not it. Ah, was that it? I am so cross. To move you, as I'm just playing with this, so I'll put you there. So I don't know why that's not there. So let me just see if I can move that. There's lots of different brushes, so I'm working in this size brush, so I can move it up and down. I want to put some kind of, it takes a while. Oh, sorry. Oh, don't do that, Alfie. Ooh. Okay. Alfie's on my legs now. Oh, hi, Sandy. Welcome to Bonnie Designs. Hi, Arctic Elizabeth. I'm having a play with the photo of Alfie. Oops, and I've got a green line right across there, so I'm just going to go back. Let me have a look. I've got a green line right across there, so I think that's when my phone touched it, so I'm going to have to take it right back until it disappears, which means I'm going to take all that off that I've just done. It's the only thing when you make a mistake. I don't know what that is, so I can actually put it back. You can take it off and you can put it back. I don't know what that green thing is there. I've got to try and get rid of it. I have no idea what it is. Oh, I know what it is. It's my moving thing, I think. I think it's my moving thing. So I think if I get rid of this, that's to show where the center is. So for when I'm spinning, I think that's what it is. I'm still playing. I'd like to think it is. If we press the eraser and rub it out, it doesn't erase. So it's a button that I've pressed, but it shouldn't have the line on it, so that's okay. Ah, I know what it is, that's it. I'm still playing. It's the mirror image thing, that's what it is. So I want to take that off. So it should disappear now, hopefully. I haven't decided what I'm going to do under here. I might just leave that dark. So if we go to dark, and, oops, the brush. Yeah, they've made it mirror image, so whatever I do on that side is going to appear on that side. So I need to get that off. Let's have a look, see if I can get rid of that effect that I've just put on the surface. So I would like to get rid of there we are, look. Go way down there somewhere. That's what I want. I want that off. That's done. I knew I was pressing something silly, but I couldn't think what it was. Hi, Caroline. So I'm having a bit of play with Alfie. And I normally zoom in quite a bit so that I can, oops, move him about a bit. So I was trying to just sort this side out here. And give him a little bit of colour. This is his ear. And we've got that same colour going in here. So one we pan out a bit. We've got that nice little ear. And that's going to swish out a bit like that. So I think I'm going to get rid of this. I think we'll don't know why I can't get a bigger brush. Now when you use this, this is the brush size. That's it. So we can get rid of all this. I'm going to be a little bit careful. And then we've got to move him back again. So he's got no body now. I can build that up. I can build that up, but it was just distracting me, so I've got rid of that. He's got such wispy hair here. Look, he's such a scruffy boy. But of course, that's our Alfie. So and so the chin comes down to here, and then we kind of have a cross. So this wants to be a little bit kind of going on down here. So I just want to get a little bit of an idea of what I'm doing. So this is kind of under the ear. So we've got this little bit there, then there seems to be, I'll just enlarge it a bit, and then we can, oops, and then we can move him up. I'm just going to play in this little bit here. So the first thing we're going to do is actually straighten him up a bit. That's it. Because there's no point him being straight and the camera being, and my photograph being skew-whiff. So I want this kind of under here. So we've got a little bit of dark here, so we can get a little bit of dark going on in here. And that should be quite small. I put that in the wrong place. So the beauty of that, you can take it all off. So it comes down to here, and it's about here. And the best thing to do is to look straight up. So up from there is the corner of the eye. So up from there, no, so it's all, he is all out. He's all out because that should be there. It should be there. Oops, I shouldn't be able to do that with that, but I can't do it. So it wants to be rearranged a little bit. So we've got this bit to here, which should be in the centre of the eye. So I'm going to take that up there because that should be squarer. So down and square. So we need to move this very carefully, just a little bit, not far. Just move that up there a bit. And so then that comes round. So about here is that dark. And the only reason I'm putting that in is because I want to get some nice long hairs poking off the top. And then we've got a little bit of dark here. And then we kind of go into the neck. So we need rid of those. So it's going to come around here. And it's going to go the wispy bit, and we've got this bit around here. And then that kind of joins on a bit. So you can keep building up dark and then a bit lighter and a bit darker and lighter and a bit darker. And then of course that comes in here. And it's not really dark, it's just that's where the light's not hitting it. So we need to just keep that dark a little bit into there. It's kind of got some wispy curls then. So the ear is below the chin, so that this ear needs to be down here. So we'll just move it off a bit. And then we can add a little bit of this, oops, darker. It's just a bit too red, is that? I don't really want it that red. And I don't mind spending quite a while doing this because this is where you kind of build up this kind of this shape now of what's happening. Down a bit. So kind of from here, and from here, it's all going to come. And it's a bit scribbly to start with, but we just keep going. Until we get so if we put his little head down and then we press that down, we've got that kind of little head with the ear. And so we can eventually take all that colour round and get that round there. And build up some shapes. The E is going to be a bit difficult there because it's kind of going to be a bit wispy boy. Because of course he is a bit of a wispy boy. So from here, and he's kind of got this kind of wispy thing going on, and then he's got this hair coming up like this, and that's all level with his chin. It's a bit easier now I've got rid of all that under there. And there we go a bit. I can't work on the white because you can't see it very well, so again I can, oops, I have a bit of darker brown than that. All those browns in. And we really want a lot of kind of things going on. There's quite a few little S curls in there. He's quite a little curly boy, bless him. So I need to block some colour in really, so I can go a bit. To block a little, quite a lot of colour in here, so. Oops, don't like that colour. Don't quite want black. We want brown. Don't really want blacks. And then we can kind of oops. Oh, I didn't want brown up there. And again, because this is oils, it's reacting as an oil, so I get like some kind of that colour under here. Come out like some under there actually. and move that down. I think I've got the opacity different to what I had it before. So we've got rid of all that wispy stuff, so we can start getting some colour in here. I'm just going to put a little bit of dark in here, I think. So when we look at this now, it's more of an Alfie shape. Oops, it does take an awfully long time, this. It takes a long time, but I think it's worth it in the end. I think it's okay. Let me put that back to the centre again, so it's small. Enlarge it, move it up a bit. I'm just going to wisp this off because it's looking rather drastic now. See, I built this up. So what you can do is you can do black to get rid of that black line. Is scribble black in. And then you can scribble white backwards. And so it gets rid of that. Oh, just a minute, Nigel. There you go. It's open. Oh, I just cracked my arm. I cracked my knuckle, sorry. So I just cracked my knuckle. I just have to keep pushing my trolley across to keep him outside because he wants to get to the bunnies. He wants to get to our baby bunnies. So you can do white down to dark to bring that wispiness back. And if you can still see that line, you can touch black back in and it soon disappears. It was slightly the wrong shape, so I have to round it a little bit. But you can maneuver that and get rid of that horrible black line because I just went across it. And then come back over the top. But you've got to remember the whiskers are a little bit rounded on here, so they would be rounder. And this is how you build up the hairs, and then I'll put the whiskers in last. I haven't decided whether to give him a neck or not. So this is where he was getting a bit kind of here. So I'm just building up lots and lots and lots of fine Alfie fluffiness, shall we say. And probably the grey coming underneath. Might inspire to say that, you know, he does actually have a body. He does have a bit of a body under there. And that's how I just keep doing, just keep building it up, and I do exactly the same if it was oil paints, building up these whiskers. But I've never done a pet portrait before. This is the first one, so I'm really, really scruffy at it. I don't think I've drawn a pet before. So I think I was 16, I did a silver horse. So I've never drawn, I've sketched a little bit, but again I've never played on this, so we're having a bit of a play. So it's not very good, but we're having a play, getting used to the paintbrushes, and it's reacting like a very fine oil brush, and that's exactly what it is, or supposed to be an oil brush. So then we reduce it to its normal size. We can build up some wispy bits on our Alfie. Oops. So that's what he's. Stop it being naughty. No. And so I've just got to build up. That colour's just not perfect, and this wants to be rounder, but it takes quite a lot of time to build up all these layers of colour, especially with our Alfie, because he's a bit of a hairy beast. I've got a nice brown under there now, but that's the wrong kind of the wrong colour. That's too grey as well. Because this is going underneath. And this is going over the top. And I think that's a bit too, that's too blonde for our boy. Get the general directions, and then you just build it up. It's looking very yellow, so I think the colour's out a little bit. So I can't really work on him because he's looking a bit drastic. The colours are looking terrible on there. I don't know why. So if I press save, that's going to save everything that I've done. But this is Corel Paint Essentials, and it's quite good. I'll just go through this mixing palette here. Can make it. Oops, it's gone now. I don't know where it's gone. Come back. Oh, it's there. Look, there it is. So if we make this bigger, we can have a play with this for a little while. Never played with this, so here we go. You can touch a green. Oh, I'm on brown, sorry. Undo that. No, it won't undo it. So you can put a brown here. This is the colour I'm mixing. So on my oil brush is, so I'm mixing my brown here. And you can see it looks like an oil colour. It's mixing like an oil. I don't know why it's going dark. Or I can mix the colours up here together. I don't know why it doesn't put red back in. This is the brush I've got, you see. So it acts just like the brush. Oh, it's not going to let me take this off, so that's naughty. So I've got some blue. So if I mix that blue with that green, I don't know what happens when I start mixing here. All sorts of things, but it's basically a mixing palette. And you can play. I've never had a play. This is the first play, so. And then you can take your colours that you mix here, and you can get rid of your colour wheel. And you can get rid of your colour sets, and you can just play with this. And if we open up, oh, we could start this. See if this will turn up better. Let me get rid of Navigator as well, because, oh, it's changed now, but I can get rid of Navigator. So if we make this a little bit smaller and move it over there, I can pull this across, and then I can now move this one. So Alfie's gone at the back, and this is now Alice Blueberry the Fairy. So I can enlarge this. So if this comes up okay, I'll play with this if it's in focus. Doesn't look particularly in focus, does it? Let me have a look. I've been working all this time out of focus. Oh my goodness, I've been working out of focus. So I need to say thank you for watching.